because there's a lot of motherfuckers in there 50-50 about
People that got they chain snatched. I think it's rappers. Yeah, couple rappers that got their chain snatched. Couple rappers that got their chain snatched. It's a video.
the shit that's saying it might be an insurance job.
We never saw footage of the break-in. TMZ and Hip Hop DX break the story, citing police reports. Nobody was home, which was probably a blessing, considering how these situations end up. But instead of ranting online, T kept it real. His focus wasn't about the money he lost, but on something bigger. He goes on the gram and barely talks about the robbery. Instead, he mourns his friend, PNB Rock, who was killed in a robbery just days later.
Send a prayer up for PNB Rock and his kids, King Von and his kids, and all the kids out here that gotta grow without their pops. You feel me? And I had to go through that. I grew without my pops.
Man, PNB Rock was a real gangster. The one that started in the streets, went into prison to learn something, and then ended up in the music industry. So by the time he was gaining recognition, it seemed like he'd left the streets behind. He's finally living the life he probably deserved. But then on September 12th, 2022, everything came crashing back. That afternoon, PNB Rock and his girlfriend Stephanie Sabunwang sat down for lunch at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles in South LA. This should have been just a regular day. Instead, a tragedy plays out in real time.
That is crazy.
Breaking right now, TMZ reporting that rapper and Philadelphia native PNB Rock has died after he was shot inside a Los Angeles restaurant during an apparent robbery.
At 1:15 p.m., a masked gunman, later identified as 17-year-old Freddie Lee Trone, walked straight up to their table. He ain't there for a handshake. He wanted his jewelry, the same diamond-encrusted chains that had become a signature of
That's right.
his success. But PNB Rock didn't just hand him over. Before he could even think about doing anything, he gets shot, once in the chest, twice in the back. Stephanie's frozen and barely managed to give up her jewelry before the guy ran out through a side door to a waiting car.
The suspect then shot the victim multiple times and removed property and then left the location in a getaway car. The getaway car fled in an unknown direction. We don't know where the vehicle went.
And get this, while PNB's there, bleeding out, people are literally pulling out their phones and filming. The video that went around was heartbreaking, like something you'll never forget. They rushed this poor guy to the hospital.
She had to drop that low. Dude probably was like, yeah, I'll catch you with another little dude. I'ma kill him. And she didn't know. She knew, but she act like she didn't know and dropped that low. And yeah, he did what he said he did. He said he was gonna do. That's crazy though.
But it's too late. He leaves behind two girls, Milan and Zuri.
Lonnie for funny, but Bonnie. Stop acting like you shot. Come on, man. Say what's up. You know, X motion.
Naturally, people started pointing fingers. Stephanie's IG story showing their meal at Roscoe's with the geotag was widely mentioned on social media. Even Nicki Minaj called it reckless. Cardi B would jump in defending her, saying the blame wasn't really on her. But as this investigation went on, things started to look way darker. This wasn't some random crime. It was all planned. The suspects were already in the parking lot before that post even went up. Someone had set PNB Rock up.
But what they don't know, outside in the parking lot, a plot is being hatched to rob the rapper
They caught him in the parking lot. He was talking about the situation. That's crazy.
of the $500,000 in jewelry that he's wearing.
So here's the twist. Turns out a third guy, Tremont Jones, saw PNB Rock at the door and made a call, tipping off the robbers. That's not even the craziest part. By late 2024, people started saying that someone at Roscoe's might have had a hand in it too. Apparently, an employee purposely delayed their food by 40 minutes, giving the killers more time to make their move. Some even said there was footage
That is crazy.
that proves it.
At 1:17 p.m., the unarmed security guard notices the commotion and flees. Seconds later, PNB Rock is shot.
P&B Rock's death wasn't just a robbery gone wrong, but a planned hit. And the deeper you look, the more disturbing it gets. But this wouldn't be the only robbery that turned into a death scene. This next incident shook the entire hip-hop community. XXXTentacion had a life as turbulent as his music. He'd spent most of his teen years in trouble and entangled in street violence. But once he started popping on the music scene, he would never imagine his dark past would catch up with him. But eventually, it did. X pulls up to Riva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach, Florida, looking for a new bike. What he didn't expect, though, was the 4 guys who'd been following him. Earlier in the day, he pulls out $50K in cash from Bank of America and stuffs it into a Louis Vuitton bag. Someone notices, word gets around, and before long, a robbery plan is set in motion. The footage showed these people following him since then, just waiting for the right moment.
You that famous with no security guards and no blick. What is you doing?
And as he's leaving the dealership, his black BMW i8 gets blocked by a dark Dodge Journey. 2 masked guys, Michael Boatwright and Trevon Newsom, jump out, guns drawn, demanding this bag. X hesitates for a second, and that's when Boatwright fires several shots into his neck and chest. They grab the money and take off. X's friends in the car seeing the whole thing and is not injured. Paramedics rush X to the hospital, but he's dead. At 20 years old, one of rap's most controversial and impactful voices was gone. But the killers had been sloppy. Hours after the murder,
20 years old?
they're filming themselves on Instagram, flashing stolen cash. That flex helped police pin them down pretty fast. Surveillance from Riva, street cameras, and even their own messages had all linked them to the crime.
Up-and-coming rap star XXXTentacion, but 2 of the suspects are still on the run this morning. Investigators say Michael Boatwright and Trevon Newsom confronted the rapper as he left a motorcycle store in Broward County last month.
In 2023, justice had finally landed. Boatwright, Newsom, and Dedrick Williams had been convicted of first-degree murder. Robert Allen, who'd played a smaller role, had taken a plea deal and testified.
As charged in the indictment, during the course of the crime committed, did the defendant Trevon Newsom actually possess a firearm? Yes.
Tentacion's death had not been live-streamed, but that security footage and court evidence had painted a chilling picture. A young artist caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. A similar thing happened to this next rapper. Independent hustler and southern hip-hopper Young Dolph gained recognition with his debut album King of Memphis. With hits like Preach and 100 Shots, his music spoke on money, power, and survival. But above all, Dolph was a man who moved differently. He stayed in the city, he gave back, and he didn't live in fear. That loyalty cost him everything.
Imagine being able to build anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like the culture, shit. It was supposed to be just another day when Dolph pulls up to Makita's homemade butter cookies, a place he went to all the time to show his love for the local business. But this time, someone was watching him, waiting for the perfect moment. A car rolls up and the doors swing open.
This grainy photo released by police shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie.
That's wild.
Gun in hand, apparently firing.
By the time the shot stopped, Dolph was gone, just like that.
The spot, he died.
I just wanted to be alive for him, because he deserved all the love. He gave out a lot of love around here, and to take him away is just a pain. It's a real pain.
The city of Memphis went silent, then erupted. This wasn't just a loss, but a hit. Dolph had survived an ambush before, back in 2017. That time he took 3 bullets and just walked away. This was 100% his ops doing. 3 suspects are arrested: Justin Johnson, Shondale Barnett, and Cornelius Smith.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of...
Dolph wasn't just a rapper, but a father, a businessman, and a legend of his city. His album Rich Slave had hit number 5 on the Billboard, proving his independence was more than just a flex, but a blueprint. He owned his masters and stayed true to his roots. But even that couldn't save him. His words to The Guardian in 2018 hit different now.
I'm not a person that lives in fear.
Maybe that's why he never ran, why he never